the chat right now. Shout out to my boy John Cena. Shout out to Collecting Bricks. We got Adam Spawn, Carnage Bricks. I saw Just Ice Customs. We got Screamin' Seagull, Real Lego Man Productions. Who else we got? We got the Real Boyo roll call coming up. We got Sheev. What's going on, man? Got Ace Gamer Studios. And no, this is not a haircut. This is, my hair is just braided. No hair was cut. It's starting right now, Douglas. I look like Padme. Alright. I'll take that as a compliment. She's adorable. But yeah, working on Vardos, guys. Shout out to everyone who watched the most recent update video. It was the most successful update video I've posted so far in Vardos, and it hasn't even been the full week between this update and the next one, so I want to thank everyone who watched it. I think you guys really did enjoy the thumbnail in that video, so I'm going to try a little bit better to make sure I get better thumbnails for those videos. I love the picture that I took for it. I think in the video I literally marked out over like, holy crap, this is definitely going to be the thumbnail, and I think that was really the driving force behind that video doing better than all of the other ones. So I will make an effort to take more photogenic like pictures, more cinematic types of pictures for those thumbnails. What's up? We got Shawbricks. John Cena says I need girls in my thumbnails. Alright. Maybe I should just do that. Just every thumbnail, just put a random like Slave Leia figure. Oh, you mean real girls. My bad. What's up, Brickwiz? How you doing, man? And Sheev, yes, I did get your email. I will, I'm going to respond to it. I just haven't gotten the time. Actually, I was at work earlier today, then I got home and took a nap, and now I'm streaming. I'm doing good, Ace Gamer. SR2 fan 221 says, am I a SoundCloud rapper? No, I'm actually a YouTube rapper. Carnage Bricks says, if Marshall Banana made instructions for his Imperial Shuttle, would you build it? No, that's not to say that his build isn't amazing, but I think the Lego version is good enough for me. The front isn't perfect, but it's good enough. What's up, Parker Died? Is it not obvious that my hair is braided right now? I didn't cut it. Everyone's like, where did your hair go? It's still there. It's just braided. Fun fact for those of you who don't know, I had braids for a large portion of my childhood. I had long hair, and it was braided probably from when I was like from 2nd grade to like 7th grade. I had braids. Just thought I'd try something different this week. Ace Gamer Studio says, am I watching Venom when it comes out? Maybe. Got that boy Garrett in the house. James Vander Ark says I should get dreads. The only thing about that is dreads are, I guess, semi-permanent, and I wouldn't want to be stuck with it forever. I like the look. I'm not ready to make that kind of commitment. The only thing I can commit to right now are these MOCs. John Cena, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I don't want to talk about it, bro. I feel like it's just going to ruin my day. Like, Sundays have not been great for me. Although what was great was seeing the Patriots lose, so that was fine. I was cool with that. Appreciate that, RLB the Sword. Cold Like Hoth Part 2. My next, I don't know if I'd ever make a Cold Like Hoth Part 2, but I would definitely make like another song in the spirit of Cold Like Hoth. Hey, we got Henry Barreras. What's going on, man? We got Eggs Benedict Cumberbuns. Lonely Tent 2 says, at John Cena, bro, if you think that's bad, then try being a Pats fan. Oh, yeah. It is so hard to be a Pats fan. I feel so sorry for you guys. Nothing ever goes your way. Boo-hoo. Xavier Studio says, my best friend told my crush that I like her. R.I.P. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. Your friend is not a true boyo. This is why you can't trust your friends with that kind of information. You only gotta trust your boyos with that kind of information. Right now I'm working on, you guessed it, more of the platform. I'm gonna fill in this section right here and hopefully just really just build it out. You can't see like past where my hand is, but really just build it out going that way. What's going on, Bricknado? I didn't even see you, man. This is me acknowledging you. Does your head hurt when it's braided like that? It was in pain. It hurted like the first time I got it. You just gotta get used to it though, honestly. I haven't had braids in forever, but it feels fine now. Ace Gamer Studio says he only has one boyo. Nah, man. How many subscribers do I have? You have at least 10,000 boyos. We're all boyos united as one. We're here for each other. J is life over life. Yes, you're all boyos. Garrett says he will compliment the Brick Queen for mod status. I don't know if that's sufficient, but I guess that's why I told you I would make you a mod. So yeah, be on your best behavior and we'll see about making you a mod. Yes, my brother is playing video games. If you guys ever hear what sounds like a child's voice screaming in the background, it's my brother playing video games. Yeah, so I talked to Ryan about that too, the possibility of an Inferno Squad battle pack. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like, obviously it's great, but the only issue I have is it's probably not going to come out until after I finish this MOC. And I don't want to be in a position where I'm like sitting here with this MOC waiting for them to release those figures so I can like make the finale video. So I don't know, hopefully it comes out sooner rather than later. Shout out to RB the Sword. He says a Lego store is finally opening in a city. What city are you in? If you guys weren't aware, Lego has been, I guess, expanding, opening up more stores in various areas. So it's a great time to be a Lego fan if you're in one of those areas who haven't had a Lego store. And yeah, Lego is doing pop-up stores for the holiday season. Now, are you getting an official Lego store or just one of the pop-up stores? Carnage says a Lego store closed near him. How many of you guys have like local Lego stores that aren't official Lego stores, but like Lego resale stores? I live in Houston and we don't have any. But like I know San Antonio has one. There are a lot of cities who have them. There's definitely one at in Chicago. Ryder says we need an episode 351st figure. Yeah, that's the dream. That is the dream. Yeah, see, a lot of people have like a bricks and minifig stores. We don't have anything like that here. Carnage says he has one called Dallas Bricks. Yep. Darth Thomas asks, when am I doing a review on Cloud City? I'm not sure. Do you guys want to see that? If I did it, I wouldn't do a full review. There are other channels out there who are more enthusiastic about doing that kind of thing. If I did it, it would more be just like my overall impressions. Like I would talk about things I like, things I don't like. I wouldn't necessarily go over everything if it didn't really stick out to me. But do you guys want something like that? All right, shout out to Galactic Bricks, guys. Shout out to Galactic Bricks. He got his Kessel MOC, which he's currently working on right now. If you haven't checked it out, you ought to. You can go to his channel right now. But he got it on Beyond the Brick. They uploaded his interview today. So if you like Beyond the Brick, go ahead and check that out. What's up, Elisa? HGG420 says first Lego set. I honestly don't know what my first Lego set was, but the first Lego Star Wars set I can remember owning was Anakin's Pod Racer. What's up, Constantine? Is my bro raging? No, he's not raging. He's just very passionate about his games. Hey, what's up, Charm City Brick? What's going on, homie? BBBricks 649 says, what is with the hair, man? I got it braided, dude. My brother's 13. Got Jedi Bob in the house. Is that the real Jedi Bob or is that an imposter? Yo, someone needs to actually record the Rich Boy Gummies jingle song. What's up, Oblivious Stormtrooper? And we got all the heavy hitters tonight. Ace Gamer says, Jay, should I do a Battlefront 2 campaign Cloud City MOC after Starkiller? Yeah, you should. If you guys haven't played Battlefront 2, the campaign specifically, in one of the missions, you go to Cloud City, which is kind of cool. Because you basically take down a Star Destroyer with a cloud car. And yeah, if you could do that, that'd be great. I actually really like that mission. Zandy, he says bald. I'm not bald. I just braided my... Is it not... Can someone... Anyone watching this stream right now, is it not obvious that my hair is braided? Or are you guys just not used to seeing people braided hair? Brother from Another Brick says, you were great on the podcast. Out of all the guests, you're the best. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I had a really good time. It was fun. The chat's moving so fast right now. What's up, Commander Creed? Always glad to see you make an appearance. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Cena. Sherman Seagull says, I have a Lego store near my house in New York, which prices are actually higher than the ones in the official New York Lego store in Rockefeller. I've heard about that. Like, some New York stores have higher prices for some reason. Is it because you guys don't have, like, sales tax, so they make up for it by making the prices higher? Hey, what's up, Jedi Bob? He says, I'm the real one because I have videos on my channel. Okay. Yeah, I heard rumblings of an imposter Jedi Bob, so I wanted to make sure that we had the real deal in this chat. Appreciate that, Michael Wesley. RLB the Sword says, I'm going to start an Embara MOC soon. That sounds great. You know, now that I've kind of been adding lights to my MOC, I feel like, I don't know, the MOCs that I'm open and like enthusiastic about doing have certainly increased. Like, I would love to do an Embara MOC with that's a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. I would love to do an Embara MOC with like those little with lights for like the stem thing. It says streaming while David does for the first time. Is David streaming right now? I had no idea. We don't coordinate these things. Me and Matt coordinate these things, not so much me and David. Are we going to see custom Inferno Squad figures in your MOC? It'll depend. If the rumored Lego, if that Inferno Squad battle pack happens, I will just get the official figures. obviously. If not, then I will have to get some custom ones made. Holy crap, there are so many people in the chat right now. Can I show you guys the Corvus? I haven't really done much to it since you saw it in the update video. I actually am in the process of transferring it over from my like physical build. Now that I know like what the frame's gonna work out like, I'm making it on LED. So moving forward, the updates will probably just be LED updates. Says we should get David to get his viewers to rate this. How about no? I'm actually, so you guys can't see it. I had it sitting right here, but I'm working on this little area. It sits in here. I'm basically just building it out further so it'll at least go as far as where the platform stops right now. If the imposter Jedi Bob shows up here, I'll see about making the normal Jedi Bob a mod. Brickwiz made me a mod to know I'm the real one. Like I said, so if the imposters pop up, they will be taken care of. What is my favorite song? That's a good question. I don't know. I have to think about that. Cold Like Hoth, maybe. CT7567 says, can you please put me in your mod, please? You only need Captain Rex Phase 2. I love how you say that. Like, that's not like a cheap figure. Fortunately, I do have it, but it's not like a cheap figure to get. But like I said, you know how to make that happen. You either become a mod or you donate, what, $15? Those are the rules. I made them to reward people. I can't keep making exceptions, so. Sorry, buddy. Yeah, that Captain Rex Phase 2 figure is a very nice figure. My favorite minifig. I actually just released a video where I give you guys my top 7 favorite minifigures. So check that out and you will see the truth. The best post-Michael Office episode is the one where Robert tells Andy not to hire his wife. That was a really good episode. And didn't we watch that one together while you were over here? No, don't raid anyone's... Why? Stop. Don't do that. And thank you, Jedi Bob. I really appreciate it, man. I love how, like, Jedi Bob might be one of the most popular, like... I mean, he says he has videos. I haven't checked out your channel extensively, but I get the impression you don't upload very frequently. But you're like but you're as popular as someone who does update. Like everyone knows you. I think that's pretty awesome. Am I using a microphone that's 3 feet away from? No. Here, I'll turn it up. If the sound is ever not great, just let me know and I will pump it up. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, okay. My favorite not Star Wars anything. I don't know. I'd have to think long and hard about that just because I don't form too many opinions about minifigures that aren't Star Wars. Might be like one of the superhero minifigures. Those are always really good. Nice. Okay, so Jedi Bob apparently uploads frequently. Well, you learn something new every day. You're making a stop motion? Holy crap. Okay, that's awesome. I keep saying Rib. RLB the Sword 07 says, I'm going to make my own story for the battle on Umbara because I can't afford lots of Phase 2 501st Troopers. Yeah, dude, that's the like reason I feel we don't see a lot of MOCs like that. They're just not that easy to get a hold of. We got BBBricks in the house. Holy crap, what's going on, man? Do I play Battlefront on PS4 or Xbox? If it's on PS4, can I add you? I play on PS4, but I don't currently have PSN, so I'm Rich Boy J on PSN. So if you want to add me, you can add me, but I'm probably not gonna end up playing anything with you because I don't have PSN. I'm not a huge online gamer. Yeah, Dalek, it's been way too long. How you been, boyo? got Prison Mike in the house. What's going on? I love how after that one stream where I think it was Matt and Cena were talking about The Office. It was probably like one of the streams building up to Brick Fiesta. And we had Matt and Cena over here. And like after that, there's just been an influx of Office memes that have been happening. What do I tell her? Jay, you're my only hope. Well, what was her reaction? That can help you make the best decision in this situation. And yes, Prism Mike, you are the OG Office meme channel. If you don't, I would say just, I mean, do you talk to her a lot otherwise? Like, do you know her well? If not, then there's no reason to change what you're already doing. Just play it cool. You gotta be smooth like butter. Girls like it when you're smooth like butter. All right, see you, BBBricks. We got America Matt. So I'm confused. Is America Matt a meme channel? Then I don't know. Don't bring it up unless she brings it up. That'd be my advice to you. Or you could do like John Cena says and strike while the iron's hot. That would have been my suggestion if she had somewhat of a positive reaction. Have I ever bought Brick Arms? No, I have not. No, I have. Yeah, I have. I'm pretty sure. Is that Brick Arms? That right there? I think it is. I always get them in Brickmania confused. Yeah, I think that's Brick Arms. Yeah, I have. Have ever used CAC? No. The only thing I have from Clone Army Customs, I bought the Boba and Django helmet and jetpack from them, but haven't actually used it. One more thing, have you decided any more about the tiers? I have not yet. Yeah, I love the prequels. The prequels are so much better than the original trilogy, guys. Do you think LEGO needs to make a new IG-88 minifig with new molds? Nah, I mean, it's not, the one they have isn't perfect, but I think it's good enough. I think I would rather have them maybe try something new with the battle droids. So the first thing I would like to see, and we're getting that droid gunship set, so there's a possibility that we see some sort of update. I feel like it's no coincidence that we haven't gotten a battle droid in the set in such a long time. I feel like they may be cooking up something new. But I have like 3 things I would like to see them do with a battle droid figure. The first thing is give them an arm like that's bent, so they don't have to hold guns like this, make it a little bit more accurate. And then the other arm they can have kind of bent this way to basically simulate them holding a gun. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just something that looks better than this. Like, one of the reasons I'm not in love with the idea of doing a prequel mock with like battle droids and such is because like they just are so awkward to pose in mocks. Like, it's so hard to make them look good and not just stand there like this. So I would like to see that. Second thing I would like to see is if they're not going to do a new torso, if they're just going to stick with that same piece, I would like to see a custom mold for their backpack with like a little antenna coming off of it. I think that would be a good compromise, that they just don't want to do an entirely new torso altogether. And the third thing I would like to see is a different mold of legs for them. Right now they're just stationary. The battle droid can just stand straight up. I would like to see a set of legs that like are in like a running motion or like a walking motion. And you can still, they don't have to be articulated, but they can just be stuck in a running motion. That way you can, you know, have a little bit more freedom with what you can do with battle droids. 5 says, you mean the bent arms that we got so long ago in the Ninjago skeleton sets? Yeah, somewhat, but those aren't kind of in the style of the droid arms. They're a lot more smooth, but basically in that same vein, yeah. Ace Gamer says, what did you say? Says, I was going to ask, but I don't know how to tell her. You're going to ask her out, or what were you going to ask her? My fave Lego set's most likely the newest gunship. Yeah, that new gunship is legendary. Droid arms are bent slightly, so droids aren't aiming their blasters with straight arms. Well, the arm that has the hand perpendicular to where the other hand goes, that one's definitely straight. Unless you want to have them aim their guns like this. Jay, did I see the custom Droideka that AB Figures made? Yeah, I did. It looks really good. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Also, I did see that you won the raffle. What exactly did you win from that? Jay, are you going to do a stream with mods and fans anytime soon? Yes. I keep meaning to. These streams, I need to just set a date that I'm one of them, and I'm definitely going to stream and then have people on. Yes, I will. I promise I will. Are there any cool Lego pieces at the pab wall at the Lego store you work at? No. No, there are not. You got his complete printed wave of clone figures, 2 battle droids, 2 super battle droids, and his Droideka. Awesome. Dude, that is quite the haul. Holy crap. And no, I did not cut my hair, guys. It's just braided. Andrew says, what state do I live in? I live in the great state of Texas. You said your first Lego set was a microfighter? You must be really young. And Jedi Bob, you don't have to love the movie necessarily. I'm just glad I opened your mind a little bit. A lot of people dismiss it as garbage, and it's definitely not garbage. Last Jedi is a lot of things. Garbage is not one of them. Like, there's some good, thought-provoking things in that movie. So what did David stream? I had no idea he was streaming. Was he building, or what was he doing? What's my favorite set so far? Definitely Cloud City. Like, easily. Not even close. JJG says his first set was the 2010 Turbo Tank. That was the best turbo tank, so that's awesome that you got that. 5 says he recently got a Jango Fett with an Aerialite helmet, Mandalorian van braces, an Aerialite Jango jetpack, And something, Jesus, the chat's going way too fast. But that sounds like a good haul. Fives. Admiral Snack Bar says, "I don't like Last Jedi, but I respect your opinion." See, that's fine. We can be civil Star Wars fans like that. He says, "What do I think about Solo?" I think Solo is pretty good. I need to watch it again. Right now, I'm putting it right below Rogue One, but I could change. I think Solo's a good Star Wars movie. Like it's very much in vein with traditional Star Wars. So I like that part about it. It just, I don't know, it's a little too by the numbers. I feel like they could have maybe taken more chances with it. It does feel like at some points they're just kind of going through like a Han Solo checklist. Like every important thing we know about Han Solo happens over the span of like the few days most of the movie takes place, and I don't know, that's kind of lame. They didn't have to answer as many questions as they did. They could have just gone deeper into this one story, and they didn't need to try to answer as many questions as possible. Appreciate that, Cosmic Brick. So I don't know if someone answered me, but what was David doing? Was he building? What's up, Sheev? And yeah, I did get your email. I don't know if you heard me respond to that, but I did get your email. I'm definitely gonna respond to it. Like I said, I was basically at work, got home, took a nap. Now I'm streaming. He was having a Q&A. Okay, gotcha. Shout out to David for streaming. Whenever I met him at Brick Fair, he seemed like he was, I don't know, he wanted to do more stuff like that. I think he was saying how it's kind of becoming more popular in the community, and obviously, like, there are tons of people who would love to just get to talk to him about anything, really. So I'm glad that he's starting to do more stuff like that. Five says, "I'm looking forward to the Obi-Wan film. Hopefully they add Dave Filoni to help out." If there's one thing I'll give Dave Filoni credit for, he has given us the best version of Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like, George Lucas has, like, one of the worst impressions of Obi-Wan and Anakin, and Dave Filoni makes up for a lot of it with the Clone Wars. So I do hope they would at least consult him a little bit if they do plan on doing an Obi-Wan film. Although, I mean, I don't know if that's actually super necessary. Obi-Wan has grown so much since episode 3. Like, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. What's going on? The Rock is playing Obi-Wan. That's a movie I would watch. Hey, what's up? Ferviliger Studio says he gets off work in an hour and a half. What you gonna do when you get off? Gonna work on your MOC? Ryder says Dave Filoni makes Legends canon, so he's the best at Disney. That's interesting, to say the least. Why does that? Well, what? Okay, this one, I won't turn this into a Dave Filoni bashing stream. However, the one thing I will say is I don't think it's sufficient to just be like, oh, he brings back things from Legends, so that makes him great. If it's stuff he didn't initially make, I don't know why that would make him great for just bringing it back, but whatever. Holy crap! Shout out to Garrett. He says, "Put my Sigifig in the MOC, boyo." Well, Garrett has officially earned his Sigifig being in the MOC, so wow, thank you. I appreciate that. This is what I've been working on. Lucasfilm confirms a Yoda origin movie. Who would you like to play Yoda, and why is it Vin Diesel? Oh my god. Vin Diesel did such a great job with Groot, and I think he needs to bring that same kind of energy and charisma to the Yoda character, so I would love to see that. And Lonely Tent, I agree with you. However, I found out some news the other day. Ben Solo is actually not named after Ben Kenobi. He's actually named after Ben Quadraneros, the famous pod racer. So yeah, that's something you didn't know, but I just told you. Screaming Seagull says, "What if I send you one of those chicken figures and we'll pretend it's a seagull so I can be put in a random area of the MOC?" Actually, they have like a seagull figure, I'm sure. So if you become a mod or donate, I'll put a seagull in the MOC. Yeah, guys, Ben Quadraneros is who Ben Solo is named after. Just when you thought you knew everything about Star Wars, I'll show you that you know nothing about Star Wars. RLB says Kevin Hart should play Yoda. Oh my god. I can just imagine what that would be like. Appreciate that, Tack Builds. If my donation status gets to 15, can you use my actual figure? I know you have it. Okay, Jedi Bob, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, Chief. If I put your figure in the MOC, it would have to be one or two things. One, you would have to be somewhere hidden, because I don't want to have any yellow figures like exposed, kind of taking away from the overall aesthetic of the MOC. Or two, you can choose another face and hair, maybe one that actually looks like you, and I'll put it in the MOC. So, choice is yours. I just want to forewarn you that if you do reach that reach that status. I was reading Lonely Tent's comment. Reach the status, then you would not have a figure that would be kind of like out in the open. I have some like ideas for places I can put you, but yeah, you know how it goes. Garrett, that is actually sad to think about. I could just imagine it. Like, the news report comes across the screen, and they're like, yes, such and such is currently in critical conditions. We don't know if he's going to make it. Then the next newscast comes on, and it's like, yes, such and such didn't make it. The autopsy reports that he had dab-like symptoms before he passed away. And yeah, if you were to hit, you would still be in the video. Like, I would shout you out, like, as being a part of the MOC. I'm just saying, you wouldn't be, like, on the street or anywhere. You'd be, like, inside a building or something. And, like, most people will probably end up being inside some sort of building. Like, I'm planning on doing some sort of, like, fan appreciation room, and it's going to be inside somewhere. But you'll definitely, like, get the shout-out. It will be very obvious that you're on the MOC from the video. What's your question, Forever Lego Studios? Or I guess you don't have it anymore because you retracted the comment. So many comments. And yes, Commander Creed, you are going to be in the MOC because you are a mod. I already have your face and hair, so it'll work out perfectly. Okay, yeah, Jedi Bob. I don't want to make it seem like I was trying to screw you over or anything. I'm just letting you know, like, the general rule is no yellow figures out in the open. I'm making an exception by allowing you to be in the MOC as a yellow figure, but I'm just saying, like, you'll be hidden somewhere. By hidden, I just mean you're not going to be out in the open. Well, I put Palpatine in the MOC. There will be lots of, like, propaganda pictures of Palpatine in the MOC, if that's what you mean. Like, those are all over the place in Vardos. Vardos. Do you have a question? Being I'm buying 2 of your walkers, can my Sigifig be in the MOC? It's a simple figure. We can talk about that. I would put you in the MOC just because I feel we're somewhat close friends at this point. Like, we talk often enough. I wouldn't want, like, you being my walkers to be a reason. Like, lots of people have bought that walker. At this point, I'd have no idea, like, if you did or not. Says, you know what would be funny? If you had a little scene with a small beach and a shore trooper in the area holding bread or something being attacked by seagulls. That, I guess, would be funny. Sheev, are you threatening me, Master Lord Sith? And yes, Vardos is from Battlefront 2. CT7567 says, sorry, Gia. Why are you sorry? I actually have one of those complete Saga Beach Troopers. Like, I made a custom version, and it will definitely be making a cameo in this MOC. Alright, see attack builds. No, it is not a haircut. I just got my hair braided. Yo, Creed, that would actually be freaking hilarious. A rooftop pool. That would actually be really funny. I'm gonna have to do that. Alright, see ya, RLB. It was a pleasure having you. Putting a Gonk Droid room. Why an entire Gonk Droid room? And yeah, Fives, you're one of the only other one I've seen is it's you and Oblivious Stormtrooper. All the other boyos have moved on. Sheev says, Jay, help me. The boyos are taking over. Oh yeah, Cena, of course. Yeah, it's just Cena, Oblivious Stormtrooper, and Granite Creed. I'm trying to think who else there was. There was Bailey. There was N8 Customs. I don't know what happened to him. What else? I mean, there was just various people. Matthew says, hi, do you remember me? I'm still getting bullied. I got suspended for beat him up, but he swung first. I have all of his friends trying to beat me up. He has a black eye, but I love... Oh my god. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry you gotta go through that, man. Stanley says, sorry I've been missing all the streams. High school just started and I have been somewhat swamped. It's all good, man. I'm glad you came by. It's nice having you back around. Appreciate that, Brickmaster Z. It's all good, CT7567. Do I watch Star Wars Theory? No. There we go. Yeah, I don't love Star Wars Theory. Alright, so I'm actually gonna go take a little break real quick. Wanna grab a snack. I'll probably be back in like 10 minutes, so I'll leave the chat open so you guys can hang around, but I will be back very shortly. Guess who's back? What's going on, guys? Anything exciting happening while I was gone? Stop changing the title. Oh, no, you haven't even changed it. You're just requesting it. Rich boy gummies, buy them now. Better get them. I'll show you how. If you don't, DL44 gon' blow. There's beef in the chat. Oh, God. What happened? What's up, Ogle? I look so much younger. It's because my big hair isn't in the mock anymore. She even on a big rant about America. Okay, that's interesting. What's up, DMK Mox? CT7567 says, if I donate $20, can I have a friend in the mock? Okay. Sure. And just so you guys know, I did not get my hair cut. It is just braided. It's the same length it has always been. Jay, you should add me since I'm bored while animating. Like what usually happens, I don't have this stream on Google Hangouts, which means I can't just add people to the call. Which I need to just... moving forward, I will plan at least one of the streams out of the week. I'll like plan to have people on, so I'll open it up with Hangouts so I can actually like invite people onto the call. All right, appreciate that, Brick Wiz. I got some other stuff I can be doing. Got some parts in today. It's always good. The only thing better than like having parts come in is having parts come in early. What up, Austin? What's going on, homie? What's brackin'? Yeah, anyone who builds knows how awesome it is when parts come in. DMK says, I just completed a Clone Wars mini mock. Nice. What'd you build? And yeah, guys, please don't spam the title request. Austin says, are you going to put my fig in the mock? Huh. That's a good question. I guess you're an honorary boyo, so why not? If someone were to give you $5 million to eat a cubic centimeter of sand in a year... Oh, a cubic meter of sand in a year. Oh my God, would you do it? Sure. I mean, $1 million is $1 million. Screamin' Seagull says, I have lots of Clone Wars figs, but bad mock ideas and not the right pieces to build a mock. Do you have a lot of sets? The easiest place to start with a mock like that, especially the Clone Wars, is like, you know, start with a set you have and then just kind of build around it. Like, if you have a, for example, the first thing that comes to my mind is that most recent, like, Republic fighter tank. Like, if you have that, then you can, you know, maybe build it, like, going through some sand or something, and then have some battle droids setting up camp around, like, you know, just various things like that. Ryder says, Jay, how can I become a mod? The way you become a mod is by coming to the streams frequently, which you do, and showing that you would be a good member of the mod, like conducting yourself in such a way where I'd be like, wow, that person is a good contributing member of the chat. They deserve to be a mod, and they would be responsible enough to handle the responsibilities that go along with being a mod. Yes, and following the Boyo code. The Boyo code is the most important part of being a mod. Most guys follow the bro code. We follow the boyo code. Jay, what do I do on Sunday? I'm usually watching football. Houston Texans. Eggs Benedict Cumberbund says, what exactly is the boyo code? That's a great question. There are many tenets of the boyo code, but the most important one is to just go hard. No matter what you do in life, go as hard as you possibly can. If you're playing basketball, go hard in the paint. If you're building a Lego MOC, you just gotta go hard, you know? Appreciate that, Drink Tea. And yeah, go hard and smash that like button. Any tips on building a landing pad? Can I talk to you in Hangouts? If not, I understand. I don't have Hangouts open right now. Like I said, moving forward, I'm going to make it a point to actually, like, open these chats in Hangouts. That way I can actually have people on. So yeah, tips on a landing pad. I mean, I've kind of shown you guys how I decided to do it. Depends on what kind of landing pad you're building. Typically, I would kind of err on the side of building snot with landing pads, just because they typically have arrows. Arrows are much harder to build in a nice looking way if you're not building snot. So I would say kind of do what I did. Yeah. What's up? John Cena, are we actually gonna get Butler though? Are we actually, bro? Like, is it gonna happen? I don't need you getting my hopes up for nothing, bro. But if we're gonna get him, I need to know. Screaming Seagull says, I really want to get an ATTE. I've only got the Rebels version, which I modified, but I really want an original one. Yeah, I have 2 ATTEs, but neither of them are intact. I have Clone Wars one and that most recent one, but neither of them are built. They're like in bags, and not all the pieces are with it because I've been poaching. So yeah, I would like if they made a new one, because I can just have that one. I really wanted to build a custom one, mainly to like make the sides snot and have more interior space for troops, stuff like that. It says, are you still missing the Celebration Han figure? Yes, I am. I do not have Celebration Han. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you either. You too, Matthew. I'm guessing you're going next year in Austin? Alright, see ya, Eggs Benedict Cumberbuns. EG plus Tucker plus pick for Butler. It's going to happen if Maury has the guts to part ways with Tucker. Dude, for Jimmy Butler, we should definitely part ways with Tuck. Would you want to trade Ogle, or how would you want to do that? I don't need to get the figure eventually for my collection, so why not from a fellow boyo? Where do you live, Screaming Seagull? Like, I definitely urge you to go to a con. It's unlike anything you've ever been to if you've never been to one. Really? If you're fine parting ways with it, then I can just like PayPal you the money to ship it. If you're cool with that, I would be eternally grateful. New York City, there has to be some cons there, yeah. Just look it up. Just look up Lego Convention, New York City or New York. Stanley, I know there are definitely cons in Canada. Talk to Chris Productions. There's Brick Can, which is, I guess, the big one. Yeah, Ogo, I'll hit you up on Insta, my boy. Creed, bro, you gotta come to Brick Fiesta. Make a trip to the US and come to Brick Fiesta. I can't wait to see your animation, Jedi Bob. Do you have any brick films on your channel at the moment? I'll have to check it out then. I had no idea. Creed, if you made the effort to swim over here, I would give you the Boyo rate on Rich Boy Gummies, which is the equivalent of a 5% discount. So, yeah. What's up, Rocco Freyo? Says, do the current stormtroopers look happy? Definitely, they definitely have a frown. Those are not happy looking boyas. I appreciate that, Ryder. Thank you, Preston. Ryder, are you a fan of Ryder from Rebels? Here's a question for the chat. How do you guys feel about Saw Gerrera? Not in the Clone Wars, but in Rebels / Rogue One. Do you like the character? Where did you come when you went to America, Creed? Would I recommend watching Rebels? Why not? Sure, yeah, watch it. It's Star Wars. So we got a yes, we got a he sucks, we got a love saw, rip saw, yeah. Alright, see you, Stanley. Saw 5 is a good movie. You couldn't pay me to watch one of the Saw movies. Like, nah, not my thing. Philly for my uncle's wedding. We did go to New York a couple days, which wasn't that great to me. I love the museum though. Okay, cool. So you have family in the U.S. of A. Would I ever build a minifig scale resistance bomber? I would love to do that. That's probably my favorite ship from New Canon. Well, from the sequel trilogy. U-Wing might be my favorite ship from New Canon. Is your uncle Amish, or is that just something you guys decided to do? Ryder says, yes, Saw's a great character. I think it's cool to see how he's evolved over the years and to see him die. It was cool to see him evolve, I'll agree. Jedi Bob says, Jay, you might not like my animation because Darth Maul is in it. Yeah, I'm not going to watch it then. What's up, Base Boost? We got some of the sickest names coming in the chat. Base Boost. And yeah, Creed, I heard the Amish be turning up over there, bro. Screaming Seagull says, I want to see a movie solely based on Imperials and their lives with no defections. I hate how they make every seemingly loyal Imperial defect. That's not necessarily true. It's just, I mean, who have we actually seen that has done that? I mean, I guess Han Solo, but can you really count him? I don't get. I wouldn't describe him as being very loyal at the beginning, or at any point. We obviously saw, what's his name, Callus. I'll give you that. Iden, yeah. Callus and Iden? Is that all we can come up with? I mean, that's just like a handful of people, though. That's not ever, like, we see plenty of Imperials go down with the ship. Like, some of the best Imperials are the ones who don't defect, like Tarkin. I like Governor Price in Solo. I mean, in Rebels. Yeah, there are plenty of people we don't see defect. It's just, it's kind of hard to get too extensively into their lives without having them defect, right? Because if the movie's going to spend time with a character, they have to be sympathetic in some way, right? Like, they're not going to go deep into a character who is just bad through and through. Like, they're going to have some sort of motivation and have some sympathy. Otherwise, like, why spend time with the character? That being said, like, the only people we can really feel sympathy for are the Empire are the ones who have, like, reservations and are probably going to defect. So, I mean, it's just the nature of storytelling, but I feel we see plenty of Imperials who don't. We just don't dive too deeply in them because what's the point? They're just random bad guy. Do I have the newer white boba? Yes, I do. The one that came in the book. Do I like Ninjago? Not really. No. I want to see an Imperial-centered sort of police drama where you see everyday life or a troop on patrol. I would actually like to see that. It doesn't necessarily have to be a police drama, but I would like to see... But then you still... Oh, so you would like it to be lighthearted. I was going to say, if you're going to make... And yeah, Stormtrooper Buddy Cop movie would be hilarious, but they wouldn't do that. Like, Stormtroopers are meant to be somewhat threatening, you know? They wouldn't make an entire movie surrounding, like, two the lighthearted adventures of two stormtroopers, right? Like Star Wars takes itself a little bit more seriously than that. I feel. Luke was supposed to be omnipotent, but they made him a wimp. I would certainly not describe Luke as a wimp in The Last Jedi. There are a bunch of deleted scenes from Rotz and Grand Moff that succeeded Tarkin. So, I don't know why you said that, to be honest. What is so painful about animating, Bob? Jay, you forgot Finney defected. Well, we were talking about the Empire. Alright, see ya, RB. Thanks for coming, man. Will there be shock troopers in the MOC? Probably not. There's no shock troopers in Battlefront 2's campaign. Well, at least not on Vardos. On a scale from 1 to 10, what would you say BBP's Felucia MOC was? I mean, for what it, like, there was certainly nothing wrong with it. Like, it was a great mock. I mean, it's easy to say, like, oh, I wish it were bigger, but, like, for what it was, like, I can't say anything was wrong with it. He did an excellent job with that mock. Finn, I care too much about these strange villagers to kill them 5 minutes later. Woohoo, as he brutally murders his former friends and brothers. Well, the difference is the villagers were innocent, whereas the First Order were, one, attacking him, and two, like, they were in the First Order. Like, he knew what kind of people they were. That was the first time Finn was on the battlefield. So this Last Jedi was entertaining movie title. Way too many plot. I'm assuming holes. Okay, we can talk about that. Just name 3 plot holes in the Last Jedi. I feel people throw away that word plot hole too much. Sand people did nothing wrong, by the way. It depends. Well, no, it does not depend. That whole implied rape thing didn't seem cool. Rey learns to become a Jedi even quicker than Luke did. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Like, Jedi... That's the thing, like, being a Jedi and the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy isn't as simple as, oh, I learned a few things, I'm a Jedi now. Like, I wouldn't describe the Rey that we see in The Last Jedi as, like, a fully formed Jedi. Like, she still has plenty of things to learn. She has not peaked. Same way Luke certainly didn't peak in Episode 5. And, I mean, it's pretty ambiguous as to how much time Luke even spent training on Dagobah, so, like, how can you even compare the two? Says, not just saying because of random trooper Finn has morals, then there's got to be one other soul in the First Order that has him too. I don't doubt that at all. The thing about that though is, like, if they're not defecting with him, then like what options does he have? You know, he's gonna politely ask them, "Oh, may I leave?" Like, that's obviously not the case. Like, he has to make his way out. Commander Creed says Jedi are always learning and training to tune their skills and abilities. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's kind of the lame thing about the Jedi in the prequels, the fact that it's just like, you know, this group of people, we just decide, oh, you're a master now, oh, you're a knight now, oh, you're not a Padawan. Like, Luke becoming a Jedi in the original trilogy was a journey, and then about him kind of confronting his biggest obstacle, which was his father. And Rey, I feel, has kind of had that same dynamic where the thing kind of holding her back from unlocking her full potential is her just learning to not hold on to the past, to realize that she can be someone special and can accomplish things without having to be tied to someone. So that's how I feel. Captain Lego Star Wars, what is that hair? That's my hair. I don't really want to argue. I know some people like The Last Jedi, I respect that. It's just my type of nitpicking. Okay, that's fair. I feel like if you're willing to like comment like, oh, I don't like The Last Jedi for this reason, then like why can't we talk about it? But we gotta admit that Force FaceTime thing was a bit weird. I love that. Like, I would rather them try stuff like that with the Force than do literally nothing new at all with it, like in the prequels. I think it was weird. I like that a lot. Like, it was done so well. Like, the way it was executed. I don't know. I love. That's probably one of my favorite parts about The Last Jedi. The fact that, like, those two characters got to deal with each other and confront each other without having to just be there in the room with each other. Like, that was a clever way of kind of advancing their story, I felt. Otherwise, the only interaction they would have had was when Rey gets to the supremacy. And then the question then becomes, like, how does she get there? Like, why would she leave early? You know, like, I don't know. I like that a lot. And yes, we did get Ben Swallow from it. It says, your opinion, I respect that, but I was zeroing in on the Ben Swallow thing. Because he was, like, okay. I mean, Anakin was not wearing a shirt when he was in the bed with Padme. Like, is that any more or less weird? Do I think Lando is going to die in episode 9? Not at all, no. There's no reason to make him die. Like, I feel like the reason you kill off main characters is, of course, one, for, like, the emotions. Like, you can really get the bad guy over as being a really bad guy by having them kill a beloved character. But two, you have to, like, I think it's a good way of leaving no questions unanswered. Like, showing, like, this is where the character began, this is where they end. And the character is so important, and you would want to know those answers, and here they are. Like, you don't need to question, like, oh, what did they go off and do? Like, no, you see their beginning and you see their end. And I can appreciate that in a way. Like, the fact that we know kind of where Han Solo began and where he ended up at, like, I appreciate that. Hey, what's up, Peach? Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that a lot. Shout out to BBBricks. Can't wait to see you at another convention. Here's a question. Who would win in a fight, Ben Solo or Ben Quadraneros, guys? Let me know. Comment in the comment section. Who would win? Honestly, I might have my money on Ben Quadraneros. He has 4 arms. Although people with 4 arms in Star Wars don't seem to fare pretty well. Ponkrell, Grievous. The only successful 4-armed person we see in Star Wars is Dexter Jetster. Which goes to show you that all the lightsaber training in the world don't help you survive in the galaxy. That's food for thought. Commander Creed says, but Ben Quadraneros is green. That's what makes him superior. I would honestly describe Ben Quadraneros as more of a like yellow olive tone color. Like Quadraneros is the same color as like Luminara. Yeah, more arms is more dangerous. Exactly. So here's a question for everyone in the chat. What was your... Someone was asking me earlier, like, what I thought about General Grievous. And I wanted to know, what was your guys' first exposure to General Grievous? Like, when did you first see him? Did you first see him in Revenge of the Sith? Did you watch that cartoon series before you watched Revenge of the Sith, so you knew about Grievous and you were, like, excited to see him in the movie? Because he was going to be in Episode 3? What was your first exposure to Grievous? I had an interesting one. So, my first exposure to Grievous was in Lego Star Wars. And it wasn't even when I played the game, because basically what happened is, before I played the game, one of my friends had it, and they played it a lot, and they told me about it a lot. And he was telling me how, I almost have enough money to unlock this character with 4 arms and 4 lightsabers. And I didn't really know much about Star Wars at that point, but I knew that, like, most people had 2 arms and 1 lightsaber, so I was, like, really impressed by that. I was like, holy crap, he has to be awesome. And then, obviously, I played Lego Star Wars, and it was like, holy crap, like, this guy is sick. He has freaking 4 lightsabers and 4 arms. Like, how are they going to destroy him? And then, of course, when you watch the movie, and it just falls flat, but, yeah, that was Grievous. Alright, see ya, Screaming Seagull. Looks like most of you guys first saw him in Episode 3. So what was your, like, impression? Were you like, who is this guy? Like, why, like, where did he come from? I feel like, without the comic book to kind of prepare you for him, I feel like that would have been my reaction. Not the comic book, the cartoon series. No, I have not heard of the Last Jedi re-edit. Jedi Bob says he loved him. You loved him in, like, Revenge of the Sith? Five-year-old me thought he was cool. That's the thing, like, I feel like most people's opinion on Grievous is that he's cool. Like, they don't make him to be that great in the Clone Wars, to be quite honest. And the Revenge of the Sith just does nothing with him. Like, I would argue he's lame in the Revenge of the Sith. Says, that's me with every villain in the prequels except Sidious. Yeah, I would... The prequels is, like... If we consider all the villains in the prequels, right? We look at Darth Maul. I guess Jango Fett has to be in there. Darth Maul, Jango, Dooku, Grievous. I won't count Anakin because he's not really a villain long enough. And let's say, like, Palpatine, right? I would argue the only, like, compelling / good villains are Jango and Palpatine. Maul, Dooku, and Grievous are all pretty terrible. Now, like, I'd say Dooku's pretty boring. Grievous and Maul are at least cool. Like, they look cool, but insofar as, like, character development and making them, like, compelling villains, I'll have to give them a 0. Which is fine. Like, it's fine to have just cool-looking villains, but... Like, why have a guy with 4 lightsabers and just get killed so easily? Like, what was the point? Like, why throw him in there? Like, why go out of your way to make this guy, like, look like that and not do anything with him? Says, what if droid medics took Grievous's body and made him into a robot, no flesh, just metal? Well, he would have to be... If they just made him into a robot, he wouldn't be Grievous anymore. Like, he's Grievous because of his Grievous brain and his Grievous heart. Appreciate that, Eggy Egghead. I have no idea what Doom Squadron is. What is that? What did they do? I've been rewatching Clone Wars. I've only made it to, like, season 4, though. I haven't gotten that far. I would love to lend you a line of dialogue for your stop motion. Just let me know. I'll send me a script and I got you. Rank all the Star Wars movies. I haven't done it in a while. I feel like most people in the chat will probably be able to tell you exactly what it is. But I got you. I'll go from best to worst. Starting with number 1, Episode 4, A New Hope. Number 2, Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. Number 3, Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Number 4, Episode 7, Force Awakens. Number 5, Return of the Jedi, Episode 6. Number 6, Rogue One. Number 7, Solo. Number 8, Revenge of the Sith. Number 9, Phantom Menace. Number 10, and last, and certainly least, Attack of the Clones. What's up, W Productions? What about the Clone Wars movie? I still have not seen the Clone Wars movie. Hey, shout out to Jedi Bob. Finished the last shot of the animation. Don't be afraid to meet me. I might be tall, but I'm a nice guy. Hey, what's up, CO Clone Commander? I feel like I spend so much time of my life defending The Last Jedi. I need to find more things to do. Yes, I have heard of Star Wars Theory's Vader fan film. Am I looking forward to it? Not really. Now, if he did a Bazine Natal fan film, that would be something. What are my thoughts on the new Creator Expert wind turbine reveal? I guess it's cool for the people who weren't able to get that set when it came around the first time. I like the size of it. It looks huge, which is cool. So, yeah. I don't have very strong opinions on it, to be quite honest. Commander Creed, you jokester. Says, TBH, the biggest problem I have with The Last Jedi is Rose's character overall. I felt she wasn't needed. The kissing scene was definitely not needed. That's fine if you feel that way. You won't like the Clone Wars movie because it has a Twilight. That could be true. What do I want the next May the 4th UCS to be? Rebel Blockade Runner. Do it. Rebel Blockade Runner. He says, I feel like I'm disappointing you, Starman. That's fine. I'm just... Like I said, I spent a lot of time of my life defending The Last Jedi. Yeah, the Twilight looks like a shoebox with a driveway. Do you think they will do Master Builder sets every year in September? That's a good question. I'd say probably not. It'd be cool if they did. I would love that, but I don't think they would do that. Running Back 39X says, what do I like about The Last Jedi? Ooh, I can go all night. The biggest thing I like about The Last Jedi is the character development. I think Last Jedi has the best character development of any Star Wars movie. Maybe Empire is up there with it, but even like in Empire, it doesn't face characters to like confront their problems as much as The Last Jedi does, which I really do like. All of our protagonists go through something, you know? I like that. It's not just, oh, this is a story that happened, like, and it's not just, oh, the main character has this really compelling story and everyone else is just kind of doing something. It's like, no, everyone is having to grow because of the event that's happening in this movie. So with Rey, obviously, like, she tries to train with Luke, and she confronts her biggest obstacle, which is like her lineage and her need to feel some sort of sense of belonging, and you know, just things in that realm. Finn, he's still on the run, like, and it makes sense because he's on the run at the end of The Force Awakens. So I like how they kind of continue that, but then Rose kind of functions as the one who gets him to see, like, no, like, you have something to fight for and something worth fighting for. And that's shown not only through her sister's sacrifice as a way to, like, compel him to do it, but also just because, like, he's finally forced to, like, face someone who like sees him for what he is. Like, even Rey in the original, in Force Awakens, like, when she first meets Finn, she has this kind of distorted perception of him because he's like, oh, I'm in the Resistance, and she, like, thinks the world of him because of it. So when he kind of reveals that he's not, she's kind of caught up in the emotions of not wanting to see him go. Whereas Rose is like, no, like, you're a crappy person for doing this. There are people who have sacrificed to be a part of this cause, and you're just going to jump ship. Like, that's not cool. And I like that they kind of force him to confront that, and I think that it makes him a better person in the long run. Poe's story, I don't feel is fleshed out as well. Like, he has to learn to be a leader in such a way that isn't just, like, trying to go out guns a-blazing every time. Like, it's okay to retreat. It's okay to live to fight another day. I don't think it's executed greatly, but it's still something, you know? Like, Last Jedi, even with, like, Luke Skywalker, him, you know, kind of giving Rey the half-truth story about what happened with Kylo, and then her finally confronting him, and him finally coming clean about it, and having to, you know, confront the fact that, yeah, like, in a moment of weakness, I almost killed my nephew. And in the end of the movie, he redeems that without just having to kill his nephew, right? Because he didn't kill Vader, and nothing would have made him kill Vader. So, like, why would he kill Kylo Ren? Like, that, I don't think that would have been the way to go for his character. Like, why would he try to? When he did try to, it was a moment of weakness. The same way it was a moment of weakness when he tried to attack Vader and in Return of the Jedi, right? Like he tries to attack. Or, I'm sorry, he tries to attack the Emperor in Last Jedi. Like that was him giving into anger, giving into weakness. But no, like it's just such a deep movie when it comes to our characters, and like it makes you think, right? Like, and I feel like it makes you have conversations about, you know, like what would you have done in that situation? Like if you were Luke Skywalker and you saw what could have been the second coming of Vader, but it's your nephew, like do you give him the Vader treatment? Do you assume that there's still good in him, and do you not do anything until you know for sure that the bad is coming out, or do you try to just stop it up front altogether in fear of what he might become? So like forcing Luke to confront that, I thought, like, I don't know, I thought it was great. Like it's something new and fresh and to do with the character, other than just, oh, there's a bad guy, let's go kill him. Like, I don't know, I like that. It's an enjoyable movie to me. It's not perfect. I don't love everything in the movie. The Leia floating through space scene, it just looks weird. I don't hate the concept of it. I thought the execution wasn't good. Like, it's one of those things you look and you're like, that looks weird. Like, it doesn't look right, you know? It's cool. Like the idea of it is cool, but I don't love the execution of it. It was a little too cinematic, a little too, I don't know. I didn't love the execution of it. The Yoda scene is probably one of the best scenes in all of Star Wars to me. The speech that he gives, and just, I don't know, it really resonated with me. Like, there are very few things, like, that scene just touched me so much. There are very few scenes in Star Wars that can, you know, like, that can reach you the way that Yoda scene reached me. So I loved it. Yeah. You guys want to hear me talk more positively about The Last Jedi, or are you tired of that? And, I mean, for all those reasons, that's why I can't just... I don't think the movie's not garbage. Even if you don't love the decisions that were made, I think that there's enough in it. There's enough in it to appreciate on some level. Joe says, my issue with the Yoda scene is that at the end, Rey took the Jedi text anyways, even though Yoda said they weren't needed. Yoda didn't necessarily say they weren't needed. He was just saying that, like, it's not the end-all, be-all. Like, Luke wanted to destroy the text to make a point, like, oh, like, the Jedi are gone, I'm gonna get rid of them, like, this is it. And I think Yoda's point was just saying, like, that alone isn't going to get rid of the Jedi. Like, there's always going to be something out there, whether it be hope, whether it be people who are force sensitive, like the Broom Kid, that are going to continue that in some way. And of course, Rey didn't get all the training she needed. Like, I understand why she took it. Like, Rey didn't get to talk to Yoda. I'm sure if she talked to Yoda, he probably would have been like, no, you don't need that. Like, start fresh, learn from our mistakes. And I think that's cool. Jake Smith says, I like JJ except for the Death Star 3 idea. Yeah, that's my biggest problem with Force Awakens, honestly. Like, and it's just so unnecessary in my opinion. Like, it wasn't needed for the movie. They could have easily just had that ending sequence be, oh, the Resistance needs to swoop in and save Rey. Because she knows where Luke is. Well, she doesn't know where Luke is, but I guess at that point, she's seen the map, and they know if she like, Kylo can get the map from her head, so they need to get her away from Kylo, and then Finn can kind of be the spearhead, and they can just make the end sequence that, like, they didn't need to, like, have the planet killing dynamic, you know. Parker says, how can you explain Snoke's backstory? Lack of, that was the only thing bad about The Last Jedi. That honestly, like, that was one of the things that, going in, I thought we might learn something about it, but not learning anything about it didn't really break the movie for me. My opinion, like, I think we everything we needed to know about Snoke, we knew. It seemed like he was really just set up there to give Kylo to not start Kylo off as the leader of the First Order, but to give him an obstacle before he got there. So, I don't know. In the grand scheme of things, I don't really get the impression that Snoke is that important of a character. Creed says Starkiller Base was an interesting idea, but they could have easily made a super weapon that's more unique in design, like a ship. Yeah, they could have done that, and I guess in the canon of Star Wars, it would make sense for the First Order to attempt something like that, given how they want to evolve from the Empire. It just, for the purposes of movies, the fact that we've gotten that dynamic 3 times, I think we could have held off on it. Like, I don't think we needed that for that movie. And I mean, Han's line says it all. It's almost like they knew it, but they still did it anyway. Like, they show the big hologram of Starkiller Base, and they're like, and Han's just like, oh, it's bigger. Like, whoop-de-doo. Fine. Like, we always blow these things up. How are we gonna do it this time? Which tells me as a viewer, like, clearly they know, like, this is overdone, but they're still gonna do it anyways. I don't understand that. Andre says, I'm still mad Luke went all hermit to die on an island and abandon his friends and the galaxy instead of helping. I mean, you can... I think it's fine. Like, every character... I feel like you would need a very good reason. Like, you would need a very good reason to have, like, the new trilogy start off with Luke still being a part of the Resistance, and even Han still being a part of the Resistance, and them and the First Order still being a problem. This isn't their movie. This is the new people's movie. So having them kind of spearhead the Resistance, I feel would be too much like the Rebellion. I appreciate the fact that the focus is shifted to the new guys. Says, do you think Kylo was telling the truth about Rey's parents? Some people think he was lying to gain her allegiance, but I think it'd be goofy if she had special parents. Okay, we're gonna debunk this. Kylo did not tell Rey about her parents. Watch the movie. Kylo asked her about her parents. He says, I know it, like, say it. Say what your parents are. And then Rey says it first, without Kylo saying anything. I don't know why so many people, like, read into that scene as, like, oh, Kylo told her parents were nothing. He elaborates on it afterwards, but she is the one who initially says they were nobody. And let's talk about that, too. So, a lot of people think that it's kind of... It fell flat, her parents not being someone special. And honestly, what I felt was... It wasn't so much, like... For me, it was more heartbreaking the way it was executed, because... It wasn't the fact that her parents were nobody, but the fact that her parents were actually, like, bad people. That, to me, was more impactful than any, like, special person they could have made them. Like, a Jedi or, you know, a powerful Force user that was not a Jedi or anything like that. Like, the fact that her parents were actually, like, bad people and abandoned her, I thought that was... more heartbreaking than anything we could have learned. Like, that, I thought that like, that hurt me, you know? Like, knowing, like, holy crap, like, she's been waiting for these people her whole life, and, like, they sold her for drinking money. Like, I don't know, like, that was pretty damning, I felt. And yeah, she knew the truth the whole time. Disney should pay you for protecting the Last Jedi. So I'm not protecting it. I don't think anything I've said is me reaching far beyond anything we see in the film. Like, if we're gonna have these conversations about the movies, let's at least get our stuff right. I mean, I like what I like. That's all I can really say about that. I like what I like. The Last Jedi happens to be one of those things I like. Do I like the Scarif scenes in Rogue One? I think it was a little too fast-paced. I think Scarif, overall, is pretty perfect to me. There are very few things I would change about Scarif. Like, the way it's done, I thought it's totally fine. I don't need... I wouldn't mess with Scarif. Scarif was done pretty perfectly. If they could just bring Gareth Edwards in to handle all the battle sequences in Star Wars, I think I'd be a very happy boy. Like, Scarif is just executed beautifully. Says, well, not protecting, but you know what I mean. I guess. I like the direction of Luke in The Last Jedi. I think it would be lame if he was super powerful like in Legends. Yeah. I mean, Luke was super powerful. Just I don't understand why people mistake what Luke did in The Last Jedi as him being, like, wimpy or not super powerful. Like, Luke is the only person we've ever seen do what he does at the end of The Last Jedi. I consider that, like, very powerful. Like, I don't get the impression that any random Jedi could do what he did, like the force projection thing. And I think, and the prequels are really at fault, like the biggest people who are at fault for this, making it the case that, like, oh, to be like a powerful force user, you have to be good with a lightsaber. And I don't like that, because obviously the force is much more than that. Like, even Yoda believed so in the original trilogy. Like, when he sends Luke in the cave to confront his fears, he tells him, you don't need your weapons, right? All you need is the force. That's all you need. And Ward does not make one great. And the prequels kind of go against that. Everyone who needs to be depicted as powerful needs to have a lightsaber. And one of the things I actually really like about The Last Jedi is the fact that, like, we see characters do things that make them powerful with the Force without them having to use a lightsaber. Like, the way for one, like, Snoke is a pretty tall guy, but the way that he not just manipulates everyone with the Force, like, he literally moves people around like chess pieces in his evil lair. And I don't know, like, I love that. The fact that, like, we didn't need to see him pull out a lightsaber and fight someone for him to seem powerful. Like, Snoke seemed like the most powerful person in the room, and you didn't need to see him, like, physically attack anyone. The fact that he, like, just can just use the Force and just move people around like it's nothing. Like, I thought that said a lot about his character without reducing him to just a guy with a lightsaber. And I think we need more of that in Star Wars. Like, obviously we need the lightsaber fight. It's really always going to boil down to that. But we don't need everyone to have a lightsaber to be depicted as powerful. Like, the Emperor was depicted as very powerful in the original trilogy. But once again, he didn't need a lightsaber. Like, he whether it be through his demeanor, the Force lightning, whatever, like, he was positioned as a very powerful person without needing to pull out a lightsaber. And the prequels just go all the way against that, which I think is really lame. But I'm glad that we're kind of going back to the true meaning of Star Wars. Alright, what's going on? He says, yeah, I agree. I think the prequels just make the Force too much about physical power and flashiness instead of powerful mind and spirit. Exactly! Creed says lightsaber duels should be intimate and personal. Maybe not necessarily always be slow and methodical, but make the fight feel important, have emotion. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I do like with the prequels. I like what the sequels have done with lightsaber fights. I feel they've struck, like, a great balance between the slow and methodical approach of the original trilogy, but still some of the flashiness and the high pacing of the prequels. Like, I think that they've, like, the style of fighting they've had in the sequels for lightsabers, I think has been just exactly what we need. Hey, what's up, Hunter? How was work, boy? This has been some good Star Wars conversation, guys. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I can talk Star Wars all day long. Jake Smith says Star Wars fist fights. I'll give the prequels credit for that. The fist fight between Jango and Obi-Wan in the prequels might be the best fight that we see in all the prequels, just because, I mean, he pulls out the lightsaber, but he doesn't, that's not all he does. Like, they figure creative ways around just him using a lightsaber, which is cool. And it's like, I don't know, I think that's one of the best sequences in the prequels, Jango and Obi-Wan fighting. Because it's not just, oh, there's a battle droid, let me just cut him down, no big deal. Andre 2.0 says Swimming is Last Jedi technically did not have a lightsaber duel. That is true. That is absolutely true, and I'm totally fine with that. Like, they already fought in the Kylo and Rey are pretty much the only two people with lightsabers in this story, right? And they already had a fight in the first movie. So rather than just giving them a fight in this movie and the next movie, like, I think that it's honestly genius the way that Rian Johnson figured out a way to have them both in the same place engaging in some sort of combat, but without just having to have them fight with lightsabers. Like, the Praetorian Guard fight I thought was great, and probably my second favorite like fight sequence in all of Star Wars. And you didn't need to have the two characters fight with lightsabers. Like, it was cooler. It was cooler than most fights that we see, but in a creative way. And Joe, I totally agree with that. That's my biggest problem with it. Like, that's really the issue with all the prequel fights. Like, they're just way too choreographed. It doesn't look like a fight so much as two guys who planned to like have like a flashy to show off their lightsaber skills in a flashy way. Episode 9 ends with a Jedi Order where you can get married, and Rey and Kylo are the first Jedi to get married. I would not want to see that. I don't want to see Kylo get redeemed. I think Kylo should just be a bad boyo. And he needs to die in episode 9. And yeah, like I said, the Leia scene is the one, like I said, I like the idea of it. It just didn't look good. It looked weird. Would I like a Quinlan Vos movie based on the book? I haven't read the book, but are you talking the one where like he ends up dating Asajj Ventress? To be honest, no, I wouldn't care about it. Joe says, I think the best lightsaber fight was in Return of the Jedi when Vader taunts Luke about turning Leia and Luke gets angry and goes ham on Vader. Yeah, that was definitely one of like the best parts of a fight sequence. I think holistically, my favorite lightsaber fight is the one on Starkiller Base. Just the choreography, the location, the emotions between the characters. I think it's all perfect. Like, what a just amazing sequence. Like, I love Starkiller. That Starkiller Base fight sequence is amazing to me. Like, the fact that the lightsabers are like glowing on them, and it's in the forest, but it's snowing, and I love it. Like, love it. Real fast before I go, the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is supposed to be meaningful and impactful because it's Master versus Apprentice, two lifelong friends fighting each other to the death. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. The issue is that, one, they're definitely not lifelong friends. Like, they don't know each other their whole lives. Anakin meets Obi-Wan when, he's like 9, 7 maybe? And they're not that much older in episode 3. But the issue that I have with it is George Lucas doesn't do enough work developing that friendship in the movies. Episode 1, Anakin's barely in the movie, and then the first line Obi-Wan utters about Anakin is to Qui-Gon, well, I get the sense you've picked up yet another pathetic life form. And that kind of sets the tone for how he treats Anakin throughout all the movies, pretty much up until the point where they last talk to each other as friends in episode 3. And, like, I don't know. Obi-Wan's an interesting character for me, but I always say, like, I think George Lucas ruins prequel Obi-Wan with episode 2. Like, everything that he was for Luke and kind of being a mentor and guiding him and being wise, he's the opposite of those things in episode 2. Like, I don't like Anakin is, like, trying to be a Jedi and trying to be a good person and like be a good learner, and all we see is just Obi-Wan berate him and belittle him, and he's just such a jerk in that movie. Like, Anakin shows up to save him, and first thing he can say is, "Oh, I was beginning to wonder if you got my message." And he's just being sarcastic and a jerk. Like, that's not the Obi-Wan that we meet in episode 4 and episode 5 and 6. Like, why is he such a jerk? And then they kind of tried to go in the opposite direction in episode 3 whenever they talk for the last time. And it's just like, no, like, you didn't do enough work for that relationship. Like, you can't just pretend that everything was all perfect between them up until this point. Like, most of their relationship, I feel, that we see in the movies, like, Obi-Wan hates Anakin, which is a problem when he tries to tell Luke that he was a good friend, because we certainly don't see that in the prequels. So, yeah. Appreciate that, Forever Lego Studios. Joe says, all the character decisions in the prequels conflict with characters in the originals. That, like, absolutely. That's why this wasn't supposed to be a prequel bashing stream, but like I totally agree with that. Like Obi-Wan, his character just gets ruined in episode 1 and 2, and like it's even inconsistent in those movies. Like in episode 1, like Qui-Gon is kind of out there and, you know, willing to take risks. And Obi-Wan's like, you know, if you obey the council, if you obey the Jedi, like, you would be on the council. And he tells him, you know, like, don't disobey the council again. And, you know, he's kind of the more reserved one, telling him to, you know, like, follow the rules, like, be straight-laced. And then in episode 2, he's the same with Anakin. He's like, you know, oh, I hate it when he does that. And, oh, like, like, when they're fighting Dooku, he's like, no, let's go slowly on the left. Don't just run in and attack. And, like, he gets angry when Anakin just, like, says, screw that, I'm going to attack Dooku. But then in episode 3, he just suddenly is, like, very courageous and jumps down into the middle of thousands of battle droids and Grievous. Just for no reason, just for the novelty of him saying hello there. Like, it's so inconsistent, and I don't know, like, those freaking movies. Ugh. Those freaking movies, man. I swear. Hey, what's up, Stormy? What is going on? Joe says Yoda is my favorite character in the sequels, but he's so lame in the prequels. Yes, Yoda's position is just being dumb in the prequels. Like, he's like so wise in the original trilogy, but in the prequels, he's just dumb. Commander Creed says, imagine in one of the new Star Wars films, the main character enter this arena where there's a ring and you see a Twi'lek getting German suplexed by a Rodian. Oh my god. Kind of like an underground wrestling ring. That would be hilarious. Joe says, also, do you ever think about how much of a sketchy guy Qui-Gon is? He tries to force Watto into deals using bum currency and manipulates deals and lies to everyone. Yeah, like, Qui-Gon was very sketchy. Like, that's why Obi-Wan is always just, like, irritated with this old man. He's just like, dude, like, just follow the rules. Like, why are you so sketchy? Like, let's just do what we're supposed to do. Like, you're doing too much. And Qui-Gon guilt him into taking Anakin as Padawan. Andre says the only good scene for episode 1 is the pod racing scene and Duel of the Fates, and for episode 2, Camino scenes and Battle Geonosis. I somewhat agree with that. Oh my god, Fives. Why do you wish to keep me up all night? Man, this has been great. Just talking Star Wars with the boyos. Joe says, I like the arena battle in Geonosis, but when you think about it, it's completely pointless. I mean, some people would call that world building. Like why was that, like, they wanted to kill the Jedi, like, why was that the way they decided to do it? Like, surely Dooku would have known that, like, the Jedi could find a way out of that situation, but whatever. Says the Jedi go to Geonosis to rescue them, but then they fail and need to be rescued. I mean, so that's one thing I kind of disagree with. I don't like. I think it's fine for. I feel like people are confusing characters failing with things being pointless. Like, just because the Jedi like get there and they aren't successful, I don't think that means it's pointless. That's just like, it's fine. That's just the way the story played out. You know, I don't know. Says maybe you could build Ither's Han speeder and hide it somewhere in the MOC. Why that? That's very specific. World War II Lego 98 says, I may get flack for it, but I truly loved Revenge of the Sith. Anakin's storyline is great, especially his transformation into Vader. I mean, I appreciate the fact that you're a Star Wars fan and you like Star Wars. That's all I can say about that. Stormy says, have it on its side in an alleyway. If I, like, wanted to put that in this MOC, which could very well be a possibility, because that would actually be kind of funny, I wouldn't, like, build a whole custom, like, a third speeder just to do that. Like, I have a set. I think the set looks fine. I would just use it with the set. If I was building, like, a MOC where I needed that to be the focal point, then maybe I'd consider building Nthirts, but just building Nthirt's entire thing just for, like, the gag, I don't know, that seems like a bit too much effort. Okay, so if you were to be a member of the Jedi Council, who would you be? Dibs on Yariel Poof. I would be... Can I be Yaddle? I would want to be whatever the heck Yoda's species in, because clearly those guys are special. Welcome back, Ace Gamer Studios. I'm sorry that you couldn't sleep. You couldn't sleep knowing there was a Rich Boy J stream going on. Jay, can you read my recent post, please? Just repost it. Why didn't Anakin have Mace Windu as a master who was much more experienced and has learned both the dark and light side of the Force? Because Obi-Wan found him and Qui-Gon wanted Obi-Wan to train him. Andre would be Plo Koon. Apparently Screaming Seagull would be Plo Koon too. Appreciate that, Ben the Brick Builder. Jay, how do you feel about mineral water? I don't think I've ever tasted it. Apparently you could, like, build a computer in mineral water, like have all the components fully submerged. That's cool. I like that. Also, Jay James sent me a pic on the progress of the circular ion cannon for Hawkinson Gray. That's awesome. That is awesome. I've seen some decent ones. That's like one of those things that are kind of hard to get down perfectly. But like when someone can figure it out, like it's definitely an accomplishment. If you could be any clone trooper in the Grand Army of the Republic except Fives, who would you be? I would be one of the clones in the Clone Club. What Starfighter would I pick in the Star Wars universe? Definitely the Naboo Starfighter. As a kid, that was my favorite Star Wars ship. And like now, it's my favorite Starfighter. It's not my favorite ship anymore. The Republic gunship has that reserved. But yeah. Me and Forever think the next May the 4th figure is a holiday special Boba Fett. By holiday special, you mean like Christmas? A-Wing by myself, Arc 170 with 2 friends. Can we just like take a moment to appreciate the Arc 170? Like, how awesome of a ship design is that? Shout out to the Arc 170, guys. I think Kylo should kill Leia in Episode 9, R.I.P., and then Kylo and Rey fight later, and Kylo's hand is cut off by Rey's rebuilt lightsaber, and Luke tells her to not kill Kylo, and they kiss instead. Oh my god. If Kylo kills Leia, they're definitely not gonna end up kissing. Parker, you mean the prequels? Jake says, why don't more Star Wars ships have a back gunner? First Order TIE, Arc 170, and Y-Wing. Does the Y-Wing actually have a back gunner? Yeah, I'm sorry, Parker. Having cool ships does not make the prequels good. Y-Wing has a bubble gunner, but it can turn backwards. Oh, you're talking about the Republic Y-Wing. I gotcha. We need a Porg battle pack. I wouldn't mind that at all, just because Porgs are like not easy to get. Yeah, they're the same shit. Just the rebel one is like constructed to have someone pilot that gunner part. I'm excited for the junior sets next year. I don't know if I describe my feelings towards them as excitement. Just because, I mean, they're just junior sets. Like, they're probably not going to be great. I'm interested in seeing what minifigs appear in them. Like, if they give us anything new. Yeah, I actually like the Solar Sailor, too. That was one of the ship designs that, it's not really a popular ship, but I actually really do like that ship. What's my favorite Falcon in the Star Wars universe? Faction. I read Falcon. My favorite faction in the Star Wars universe. How do you not go with the Empire, right? Empire just has all the cool stuff. I got Empire or First Order. That's what I'm going. Oh, the Rebels are cool too. I don't know. Empire. I just go with Empire. When's the next UCS playset idea video? That's a good question. I know what I want to do for it. I don't know when I'll do it, so it's hard to say. Do I like the slaver ship from the Clone Wars episode with the cat people? I gotta remember. I just recently watched the episode. I don't remember their ship though. I can't really remember honestly. How would you feel if Lego started to make more midi scale ships like the Slave One Cloud City? I have no interest in seeing that at all. I think like I was talking to someone the other day and they were telling me the only cool parts on the UCS Cloud City, I'm sorry, the Master Builder Series Betrayal at Cloud City set was the Slave One and the Best Friend Cloud Car, and I was like, those are the two parts of the set that I feel are disposable. Like I don't care. Like obviously the Cloud Car is minifig scale, it's not MIDI scale, but the point I'm making is I don't care for MIDI scale chips. Did I hear about a rumored Vader cast for next year? Yeah, that's like very surprising to me. I never would have imagined that they would do something like that. Just because we hardly see that in the films. Thoughts on UCS Porg? I am so excited for that set, guys. I cannot wait to get it. Yeah, I totally agree, Joe. I had so much fun putting together the Cloud City set. Shout out to Cloud City. Alright, see you, Screaming Seagull. Take care, man. Yeah, I want to get a few of that UCS board. And yes, shout out to Max Rebo for some reason. Great minifigure. Great minifigure. Would the Death Star count as an MBS set? Commander Creed, oh my god. The most recent Death Star is definitely UCS. I'm pretty sure it says it on the box. The first one, I don't know. I'm really annoyed that they started the Master Builder series thing. Like, just call it UC. Whatever. I'm done. I'm done tooting my horn on that. Yeah, Max Rebo got, dude. Max Rebo. I can just imagine how fire his mixtape would be. Can I start playing the Asteroid Field soundtrack? No, I don't want to get demonetized. UCS Republic Cruiser. That would be awesome. I actually really like that ship. Are you going to the store? Okay. What store are you going to? I said, which store are you going to? Oh, okay. All right, I'll see you. I was wondering. All right, Joe says, I don't get why LEGO fans hate LEGO so much. Yeah, that really does seem to be the trend. Like, every set that comes out, someone has a problem with it. Like, can we just appreciate the fact that we finally have a Cloud City set on shelves, guys? Like, how long has it been? Over 10 years? Last one was in, what, 02? Lego's ashamed of UCS Hoth, so they started MBS. I don't agree with that. I think they listened to the fans who were like, "Oh no, if it's a place that it can't be a UCS set," and I'm mad that they did that. Appreciate that, Smithers. All right, Fives. I'll text my mom that you want a Pepsi. I don't know why. You're the one that always has the good food. I should be telling you. Terrible Claw says, am I the only one who wants the first Death Star in exterior? They did it with the second one a few times. Why not this one? I can honestly see them doing something. If they did redo that set, I can see them doing like a hybrid where you could either have like the first one displayed or take off a few panels and reveal some greebling on the inside to make it look like the second one. I think that's the best way to go about it. There's no, if you're going to make that set, you may as well be able to do both, right? Like, why reduce yourself to either one? But I do agree with you. Like, it would be cool to have that option. Have ever explored an alternative to LED? There's a Stud.io, of course, from Bricklink, but tried it, didn't really like it. Sticking with LED. LED is my road dog. It's always been there for me. Also, Jay, I've had some people ask for to have Colt like Hoth at the beginning of each episode. If you want to do that, I would love it. That'd be hilarious. Says Lego listens to people begging for a Death Star like the Death Star 2. Instead, they made a MIDI scale version. MIDI scale version of the Death Star? Did I miss something? When did that happen? I don't see why they decided to stop supporting LED. Yeah, me neither. I don't understand that. I don't understand that either. Which is weird because, like, the parts lists still get updated. So I don't really understand what they mean by not supporting it. It's still a little ambiguous to me, but I don't know. I like using it. It's a good program to use. Would I ever consider a prequel MOC? Yeah, absolutely. I'm not against the idea of prequel MOC. It's just like when I started building, like all of my MOC ideas were prequel MOCs. I wanted to do the pod race, then I wanted to do Mustafar, then I wanted to do Geonosis. All those three will definitely still happen at some point. I'm currently in the middle of doing something else. I think I'm actually gonna head out for the evening, guys. It's gotten pretty late. Gotten to the point where it's kind of hard for me to build on stream. Like a lot of stuff I need to reach across the table for, and I don't like doing that on stream. It's just harder to engage with you guys on doing it. But I had so much fun. Like this was a really fun stream for me. I don't know about you guys, but I like thoroughly enjoyed getting to talk Star Wars with you guys and do my daily deed of defending the Last Jedi. And can't wait to do this again. I'll probably be streaming actually like early tomorrow, so for you guys who are in overseas, it'll probably be a better time for you. It'll be more like maybe your evening, which I'm sure you'll appreciate. But yeah, it was so awesome. Thank you guys for all tuning in. Shout out to the people who made donations. I always appreciate that. And I'll be back tomorrow. Yeah. So thanks guys. I really appreciate everything that you do.